Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Farah. Sorry, I'm going to clean the camera real quick. I hope you guys can see me okay. It looks a little bit blurry. Not sure why, but we're going to ride with it. Okay, cool. So let me just set up my audio real quick. But today I wanted to come on and talk to you about something exciting that I just started, right? I'm going to be doing free webinars every so often for aspiring nurse entrepreneurs and nurse entrepreneurs who are looking to grow in their business. Okay. So the very first one that I'm going to kick off is tomorrow, November 13th at 12 noon Eastern. Okay. And I know you're all like, don't you got a live at 11:30? Yes, I do. So I do have a live tomorrow where we're going to be talking about commanding the room. And it's with one of the speakers that is going to be at the conference. So shout out to Shaquana Chappelle. She is an executive presence consultant, and we're going to be talking about all things confidence, how to command a room. So she'll be coming on live with me tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern. And then right after that, I'm going to open up my free webinar, which is a Zoom. So if you're interested in getting the link for the Zoom, literally just put business webinar. And again, this is for nurses who are looking to potentially start a side hustle, but you're not really quite sure what to do, how to do it, what the next steps are, or really for any nurse that is maybe already in business, you just opened up your business, perhaps you have a consulting business, a coaching business, but you're struggling to get clients, right? And as we know, right, as business owners, we know that especially if you're a solo entrepreneur, someone like myself, early in business, it is very difficult to focus right on getting clients, like lead generation, getting actual clients. And how do we do that? So that's what we're going to discuss tomorrow in this webinar. So I'm basically going to talk about a couple different things that we'll focus on the webinar. One of the biggest things is visibility. So exactly what I'm doing right now is being visible here on social media. And I'm currently on 4 platforms: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So shout out to everyone watching. And I'm about to join TikTok in just a moment. And again, why is this so important? Because so many nurses have reached out to me, asking me a couple different questions on, how I started my business. Do they have to be certified to be a coach or a consultant? And I'm going to answer all these questions tomorrow in this free webinar. And I'm going to go through a couple different things, the importance of visibility, the importance of building a personal brand, and the importance of networking and being in community, right? So give me 1 minute here. If you happen to be watching this, I think I have my chat open. If you have any questions at all about nurses in business, entrepreneurship, maybe you're at the bedside and you're like, I want to start a business, but I don't know what type of business to start. This webinar tomorrow is for you. And again, it's a free webinar that I'm creating. It's a safe space to ask questions, whether you're interested in business or maybe you've been in business a couple years and you're struggling, stuck on something in particular, whether that's lead generation, like how to attract more leads, how to actually convert leads into paid clients, how to get recurring clients, how to get referrals, how to build your personal brand so that people know who you are, what you do, what you stand for. And for those who don't know me, just to introduce myself, of course, my name is Farah Laurent, Dr. Laurent. I've been featured on multiple podcasts and media, such as the Jennifer Hudson Show, Sirius XM, Sigma International, for the work that I'm doing in career coaching, helping new graduate nurses become more confident in their job search and really how to get hired faster and how to make money moves. I talk about normalizing making more money as a nurse. And also, I also help nurse entrepreneurs grow their business, and also new nurses who are interested in business get started with building a brand, being more visible. So that is a little bit about me. So the reason I'm coming on today is because, as many of you may have heard, I do have a conference coming up called Nurses Making Business Moves Conference. Originally, it was called Nurses Making Money Moves, and I just had it this March. And the next one is going to be next March 2026. So many nurses have been coming to me with a lot of different questions surrounding entrepreneurship and business. So they asked me to create a space where they can ask questions, and I could present what I've learned over the last 4.5 years about business, marketing, and really coach them on the spot with any particular questions that they may have about business. And then at the end of the webinar, I'm going to open it up to those who attend the webinar to have an opportunity to actually join my Nurses Making Business Moves Accelerator, which is an exclusive 3-month coaching program that I've just opened up. Okay. And this coaching program is for any nurse interested in business at any stage, whether you want to start a side hustle or maybe you have a side hustle that you want to grow. This business accelerator is for you. We start in January, and once it's full, it's full. The only way to get into this accelerator is if you join this free webinar tomorrow. Okay. And of course, you will get some special perks when you join tomorrow. One of those special perks is that you will get a complimentary ticket to come to the conference. Okay. Give me one moment. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop it in the chat. Okay. I'm just going to go live here on TikTok. I was having a hard time typing in some stuff. All right. So if y'all don't know, I love going live. I love live streaming. It's like my favorite thing ever to do. But, I've been busy with a couple different things, behind the scenes, working on a couple different projects. And so if you don't see me going as live as much, it's going to be happening more this month. Okay. Because we're November 12th. The rest of this month, you're going to see a lot more of this face. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be talking to you about all things business, nurses making money moves, nurses making business moves. I'm going to talk about my conference that's coming up in March. And for those who have not gotten your ticket, what are you waiting for? These tickets are 100% going to be sold out. The last conference I had, March of this year, was amazing, and it's literally has created a movement. The reason I created this conference was to hold a space for nurses and entrepreneurs to get together, to learn from each other and grow, a space to celebrate. And it's a safe space, no judging, no gatekeeping, sharing information that is valuable, actionable, strategies and frameworks that will actually help you grow a sustainable business. Okay. And for any nurse, you don't necessarily have to have a business to come to the conference. Let's say you're a nursing student and you want to learn how to grow in your career and then maybe eventually start a business down the line. Maybe you want to become a nurse practitioner. Maybe you're interested in aesthetics, med spas, You want to be a Botox injector, whatever it is, maybe in that aesthetic space. Maybe you want to go into coaching or consulting. It doesn't matter. You can be a nursing student, a new graduate nurse, a nurse executive, an educator, in academia, in the clinical setting, whatever it is. This conference is going to be for you if you are business minded, growth minded, and you want to make more money in your career and in your business. And you don't necessarily have to be a nurse to attend. Like I said, you could be a student, maybe in business or marketing, maybe you're a social media content creator. This is a space for you. And not only are you going to get knowledge, you will be making some excellent networking and great connections that you can literally, it could be your next business bestie. You can literally be in partnership. Like the last conference I held, which was in Tampa in March, I had nurses who were going on each other's podcasts, doing business deals together, nurses that had no business that started a business after coming to my conference. So if you haven't gotten your ticket to the Nurses Making Business Moves conference, I highly suggest you get your ticket now. How do you get your ticket? Just go to my website, nursefair.com. Under services, you'll see events and you can click there. I'm working on an actual I have someone helping me do a landing page. So when that should be ready, hopefully in the next couple of days. So once that's ready, I will also send that to you. So you can see the past conference videos, photos. I shared some of the stuff on LinkedIn and on Instagram. The energy was amazing. It was palpable. Super, 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 super great event. And it's really not just an event, it's a transformation. Like people who left that event are still talking about it now and can't wait to come to the next one. So that's what I'm saying. If you haven't got your ticket, you better go get it now because 100% it's going to be sold out. And we're only in November, okay? And ticket sales have definitely increased. People are already buying their vendor tables. Shout out to Claudia Garcia. I actually, one of my good friends who spoke, and she's not a nurse, but she spoke at the conference last time. She just got her vendor table and she will be attending as well. She does a lot of stuff with consulting and has been in business a couple of years. So shout out to Claudia Garcia. She's out of Texas. What's up, everybody joining on TikTok? If you are a nurse interested in business, or maybe just anyone interested in business, you want to learn business basics, you want to learn marketing, sales, be in community with other nurses and healthcare workers and entrepreneurs who are ready to grow, ready to network, this is the space for you. My conference is happening in Tampa, 2026, March 6th and 7th. It's a Friday and Saturday. Friday night is going to be an evening where we are networking, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's going to be DJ Riri. She was there last year. She's also going to be DJing, a couple surprises as well. There's going to be cocktail dinner and drinks. And really, it's a good time for everybody to get to know each other. Last year, it was an exclusive VIP event, but this time it's open to everyone who does get a conference ticket. You will be invited to come. It's part of the package to come on that Friday night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Again, it's happening in Tampa, Florida at the University of Tampa Entrepreneurship Building. So shout out to the University of Tampa in their business entrepreneurship building. That's where it's going to be. The next day, the Saturday, is going to be jam-packed with amazing speakers. Like I said, I have one speaker that I'll be highlighting tomorrow. She's going to talk about executive presence. I already see people on LinkedIn signed up for it. I'll also be going live with her tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So check that out. We're going to talk about how to own the rooms that you walk in, whether that's a room where you want to do a business deal, whether it's an interview room, or a conference or wherever you're going, how to command the room, right? So that you could be more confident and exude that presence, right? We know confidence is big. A lot of people are struggling with confidence, especially nurses. So join me tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And I also will put on TikTok when we go live. You won't be able to see her, but you'll be able to hear the conversation, right? So you can comment along. Okay. So that's tomorrow, Thursday, November 13th at 11:30 with Shaquana Chappelle. Right after that, I'm going to open up the very first Nurses Making Business Moves Accelerator webinar. Okay, so this is a business webinar. If you want the link to register, that's happening right after we go live at 12 noon Eastern. Email me right now at farah.laurent1@gmail to get into this webinar. Eventually, I'll create a landing page, but I don't got time for that right now. But I will create a landing page. And I know I've said a lot, right? But this webinar tomorrow at 12 Eastern is for any nurse that is interested in business, maybe already has a side hustle and wants to learn how to get more clients, how to grow in the business, set up processes, grow their team, whatever the case is. Maybe you're struggling to get clients if you're a coach or a consultant, or maybe you have a product to sell, or maybe you want to be a speaker or write a book, be a podcaster, be a social media content creator. Whatever that is and that looks like to you, and from a business standpoint, this webinar tomorrow is for you. I'm going to go over a couple key things that you should keep in mind for you to grow your business. Okay, number one, it's going to be visibility, right? So for me, right now, you guys can see me, hear me. If you don't know who I am, again, I'll drop it quickly. My name is Dr. Farah Laurent. I help new graduate nurses land their dream role, making six figures. And I also help nurse entrepreneurs and aspiring nurse entrepreneurs build their brand, be more visible so that they can get more paid opportunities, get more clients. Okay. And I'm the host of the Nurses Making Business Moves Conference, which will be in Tampa. Right. So literally, I empower nurses to make more money and make those moves, whether it's money moves, business moves, branding moves. Number one, you need to be known. How are you going to be known? You have to be visible on social media and also in person. So we'll go through those things. We'll also go through networking and really how to build a brand that people trust so that they can see you as an industry leader in the industry that you want to be in, whether that's coaching, consulting, being a speaker. Okay. And again, it's open, even if you're a nursing student and maybe you're thinking about starting a tutoring business, whatever it is, or you already have a business currently as a nurse. Maybe you have your own med spa, or you're a consultant coach and you're having difficulty attracting more clients, right? We're going to talk about those different strategies. And in that webinar tomorrow, it's going to happen tomorrow, November 13th, okay, at 12 noon Eastern. So email me or message me if you're interested to get the webinar link. It's by registration only. Once you're in that webinar, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn more about my Business Moves Accelerator program. It's going to be a 3-month program, and it's only for people who are eligible, right? If you meet all the criteria and you're eligible, you will be able to get coached in a group setting by me from January, February to March, leading into the conference. Not only will you be in this group coaching program in community, learning how to grow your business, learning business basics, marketing, sales, all these things. You, if you join tomorrow and you're eligible at the end to join the accelerator, you will get a complimentary ticket to come to the in-person conference, in-person live in Tampa, Florida. It'll be included in, in this accelerator program. Okay. So if you are a nurse, let me know in the comments who is interested in business, interested in either starting a business or growing your current business. Maybe you're struggling to get clients, you're a coach or a consultant, or maybe you're selling a product. You want to be a speaker, you want to be a paid speaker, you want to build your brand, build your visibility, get paid speaking opportunities or paid other opportunities. This business accelerator tomorrow is for you. You need to be in this webinar. How do you get in? Message me right away or email me. Once we're full, that's it. It gets closed up. Okay. So email me at faralaurent1@gmail. For those that are on YouTube and LinkedIn, you will definitely see this replay. So let's say you're watching on TikTok and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to miss this. Find me on either YouTube or LinkedIn. Probably LinkedIn will be the best. And you can find me at Dr. Farah Laurent. And let's say, because on TikTok, I don't think this live will stay on. Just find me on LinkedIn. You'll watch the replay and then you can email me right away. Okay, so Anna LZ says she wants to get some paid speaking engagements. Okay, amazing. Let me know if you already are speaking or you want to get into speaking, or maybe you're doing speaking, but it's pro bono, you're not getting paid yet. Let me know. I will definitely get you the link. Just send me a DM if we're connected. Make sure that we're connected on LinkedIn and I'll send you the link for the webinar tomorrow. Okay. But yes, definitely there are a lot of nurses who are getting paid speaking engagements, and really it could be almost a full-time gig if that's what you really want it to be, right? Especially most nurses, like I'm a speaker as well. I've spoken at national conferences and now I have my own conference that I speak at. Obviously, I speak a lot about nurse entrepreneurship and branding. I've done workshops, been invited to speaker panels and things like that. So, okay, so Anna, you're just getting started. Lovely. So you definitely, Anna, should come to the webinar tomorrow so that you'll have the opportunity to ask questions. And then I'm going to talk through really how to get started as a speaker or really anything in your business that you want to do. So I'm excited to see you there tomorrow, Anna. And direct message me. Make sure we're connected on LinkedIn. And then I'm also going to throw up my email just in case, so you guys all have it, especially if you're watching the replay. This webinar will happen tomorrow. Like I said, November 13th at 12 noon. I'm going to go live at 11:30 a.m. with one of the speakers at my conference, Shaquana Chappelle. We're going to be talking about executive presence. We're going to talk about branding, confidence as a nurse, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, all the things. And right after I finish that live, I'm going to do this free training, this free webinar, the Business Accelerated webinar. This is for any business owner, honestly, if you're interested. But of course, I'm going to gear it towards nurses because I'm a nurse who want to get into speaking. Maybe you want to start your own podcast. Maybe you want to start your own events and do, mini events. Or you want to do something in education, maybe tutoring or consulting and get paid for it, right? Maybe you're tired of your current bedside position and you're like, you know what? Oh, I froze. Okay. Hopefully you can see me now. I don't think I froze on TikTok, but Yeah, maybe you're tired of bedside and you're like, you know what? I need to start a side hustle that's helping me make more income, especially as we go into 2026. All these things are happening. I'm not even going to get into politics, but y'all see what's going on. There's these government shutdowns, people are being laid off. The job market is very unpredictable. So, this is more of a reason why, if you are a nurse, and again, I know some nurses think like, oh, it can't happen to me. I can't get laid off. I have a secure position. Let me tell you, I have a doctorate degree, a master's in education, 6 board certifications, and still I got laid off 3 times in the last 5 years. So it can happen to anybody. So this is why it's so important to have multiple streams of income. I even wrote a book about it. I'm not going to share on TikTok because TikTok was acting funny last time, but I wrote a book about it called Nurses Making Money Moves, a nurse's guide to starting a business, right? Which can be found on my website. So I'm very passionate about this topic. Why? Because nurses traditionally, typically have 2 or 3 jobs at the same time. Some nurses are single moms with kids, and they're dependent on this one job or 2 jobs, right? So why not start a side hustle? And again, it's not for everybody. And again, I don't want people to come at me and be like, oh, starting that business isn't easy. I'm not saying it's easy, right? You got to put in the work, but you got to start somewhere. So I started my business 4 years ago. Married, 2 kids. My daughter was just a couple months old. My son was 4 years old. I was in a doctorate program and working full time. And I started my nurse career coaching business. Did I need a certificate for that or a certification? No, you don't have to, right? You don't need an MBA to start a business. A lot of people think, look, I gotta go back to school, get myself an MBA, especially nurses. We always think that we need something on paper to validate us to be able to do what we need to do. No. There are people getting paid out here for speaking, right, that don't have all these advanced degrees. And, shout out to them. Great. You know why? Because they've positioned themselves for success. They've positioned themselves as the industry expert, the subject matter expert, and they've built a personal brand and they're visible. Like for me, I'm trying to show up here every week, and I've been doing this for 4 years. I mean, I'm new to TikTok. I've only been on TikTok like 2 months, but y'all been seeing me, right? And there's like the little fan club on TikTok. It's like a little heart. I think you have to click it if you want to see when I go live. You'll get notified, I guess, every time I go live, right? But I've been going live consistently for 4 years on LinkedIn. I've gotten LinkedIn Top Voice in nursing when they used to have that, and LinkedIn Top Voice public speaker for LinkedIn. That is huge. My following on LinkedIn is over 32,000. You don't just get 32,000 followers and connections overnight on LinkedIn, right? Like it takes some work. I've been showing up consistently, providing content, providing value for my audience. And this is what you need to learn if you want to start a business, whether it's a side hustle to make you more money, get more streams of income, get more opportunities, right? And when you're ready to grow and to shift into maybe full-time entrepreneurship, you can do so. But you need to be consistent. You need to build a brand. And I know a lot of people would be like, well, I don't need to be on social media to like build a business and stuff. Yeah, you may not need to, but 100%, I will guarantee that if you are visible, you're creating a brand, you're on social media, you on multiple platforms, you will grow a lot faster than not being visible on social media. Okay. And that's just one part of it. The other part of it is you also need to network in person, build relationships and all that stuff. But you need to get clear on your next step. You need to get clear on what problem you solve as a business, as an entrepreneur. it needs to be clear, like what you bring to the marketplace. Like, is there a problem you're solving? And what is the value of this? Are people actually asking for this? Right? And can you provide it? And yes, you will get paid for your expertise. Right? We need to start monetizing our expertise. Okay. So if you want to join my free webinar tomorrow, where we're going to talk all things business, especially if you're a nurse interested in starting a business or growing your current business, this free webinar is for you. It's tomorrow, November 13th at 12 noon Eastern, okay, lunchtime. So even if you're at work, you could still jump on and have lunch and listen to what we have to say, and also get your questions in, because I know as a new business owner, I knew nothing about business, especially being a former ER nurse, going into education, being a leader. I didn't, I took some leadership courses and things like that, but like real business, entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, promoting myself to be a speaker, to build my personal brand, all that stuff, they don't teach you that in nursing school. So this is what I'm now bringing to the marketplace. This is why I started my conference called Nurses Making Business Moves, to create a space for nurses and other entrepreneurs to get together, to have a space where we can, talk about business, learn business topics, actually have frameworks and strategies that actually work so you can have a sustainable business. So I created this space, and it's not just like another conference. Like, it's legit a movement. A lot of nurses complain that we're underpaid, undervalued, underappreciated, and the underpaid one is huge, right? We're literally risking our lives. Me as a former ER nurse, right? Risking our lives, but we need to start thinking ourselves as a business and as a brand. So negotiating our salaries, making more money in that sense, and then talking more about money and normalizing it. Because a lot of times we, in nursing, it's like, oh, don't talk about money, whatever. I'm like, no, switch that up. We need to change that narrative, right? Because we need to be able to pay our bills, feed our families, and grow. And, how are we going to do that? We need to normalize talking about money, about business, about branding, being visible. Let's normalize that, right? So I want to give you the tools and strategies that you need, so that if you do want to start a side hustle and you're ready to do it, or you want to grow your current business, let's talk about it, right? And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. And this will be your opportunity tomorrow to join this free training, this webinar. Again, it's email me at faralaurent1@gmail.com to get the link to register. It'll happen tomorrow at 12 noon, so lunchtime Eastern. For all my people in California and that West Coast area, it's going to be at 9 a.m. PST. Okay. And there are no questions that are off limit. Like, you can ask me anything about business, marketing, sales. And then at the end, I will give everyone an opportunity that actually show up to see if you are eligible to get into my accelerator coaching program, which is a group coaching program that will start. We'll probably do like a kickoff onboarding before the year ends. And then we're going to really get into the real nitty coaching January, February, and then March. And once you get into this accelerator, it's going to be exclusive and it's limited. I'm only letting a certain amount of people in. Once it's limited, that's it. It gets shut down. You'll have to reapply next time to get in. And I don't know when I'm going to reopen it. But the beauty is that once you get into this accelerator program, this business accelerator program, you will get a complimentary ticket to my conference so that you can meet me in person, all the other speakers in person in Tampa, which is March 6th and 7th, 2026. And again, this is open to any nurse, any nursing student that is interested in starting a business or growing your current business. All right. You don't have to be, it's open to everybody. I don't care if you're an LPN, a nursing student, an executive, an educator, all are welcome. Okay. And then you could be in business for literally 6 months or 6 years. If you're struggling with something in your business and you feel stuck, or maybe you're thinking of pivoting into something else, maybe you want to do more speaking and get, more speaking engagements throughout the year, paid speaking engagements, or maybe you want to start your own podcast, or maybe you just want to do consulting with corporations and hospital systems, or you want to work remotely and have like a coaching program that you're doing remotely. Like me, I'm a nurse career coach. So I help new graduate nurses land their dream role. Yesterday, actually, one of my clients just landed a job at a magnet hospital as a brand new nurse, right? So there's so many opportunities for you in business, all right? So I'm going to end this in just a minute or two because I got to go pick up my kiddos at school. They end a little bit late here. So again, Anna, I hope you're still there. Anna LZ, direct message me, email me if you are interested in joining me tomorrow, November 13th at lunchtime, 12 noon Eastern or 9 a.m. PST. If you are a nurse that wants to learn more about business, whether you want to start a side hustle, you want to learn how to make more money, different streams of income, whether that's speaking, writing a book, being a podcaster, being a coach or consultant or a tutor, whatever it looks like for you, come to this webinar tomorrow. No judgment. You can ask any question that you have. And then I will present a couple of things for you that you can think about. If you have a current business, I'll show you a couple of tips on how you can grow your business, make a little bit more money, build your credibility in your brand so that people know about you, they see you, they know about your business, they can trust you to actually do business with you. Because essentially, people do business with people who they know, who they trust, but you need to build some authority and some credibility. So like earlier, for those that are just joining, I dropped that for those who didn't know me, that I've been featured in the Jennifer Hudson show. She featured me for the work that I do with new graduate nurses. She featured me for my book that I wrote, Nurses Making Money Moves, Nurses Guide to Starting a Business. So I was on the Jennifer Hudson show. Like that is a huge deal. Not very many people can say that. I also was featured in Sigma International, which is a huge, right, international organization for nursing. I was not only featured in multiple articles, but also on their podcast. I was also featured on Sirius XM on a podcast that they had about business. So on and so forth. There are like so many more. And now I've built my own platform by creating my own conference called Nurses Making Business Moves, which will be held in Tampa, March 6th and 7th. Landing page is coming soon, so you can see everything there. But if you want a quick thing on it, you can look on my LinkedIn. I have a couple of videos about the past conference that I did in March. That one was called Nurses Making Money Moves. And then I also have on my website, you can go there and get your tickets if you haven't gotten your early bird tickets. And again, this conference will 100% be sold out. Tomorrow, I do have one of the speakers that I'll be going live with. She's going to be talking about executive presence and how to own and command a room. She's one of the speakers there. We'll be going live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and y'all are going to be seeing a lot more of me. My goal is going to be to try to go live every day, at least for 30 minutes or so. And TikTok, I also will go live a couple times a week. What else? Again, I got to run. Anna, I look forward to talking to you in the DMs. Email me if you haven't emailed me to secure your spot tomorrow in this free webinar for any nurse that's interested in starting a business and learning how to make business moves and money moves. Let's get it. We're going into 2026. Let's get in there with positive energy, abundance mindset, growth mindset. We need to learn how to invest in ourselves so that we can grow our careers, grow our businesses. But first, we need to show up, take action, build brand, have visibility, network. All these things I'm going to be talking about and covering tomorrow in this free webinar, right? The Nurses Making Business Moves Accelerator webinar. I know it's long. Okay, I like long titles. I'm sorry. But let's call it the Business Accelerator for Nurses. If you want to sign up, email me now at Farah, F-A-R-A-H, Laurent, Laurent, 1 @gmail.com. If you missed it on TikTok, just go look at one of my videos. You'll see my email. This is for any nurse interested in business, or literally if you just want to make more money and learn multiple streams of income, all that good stuff. Email me so you can get your spot and secure your spot in the in this first webinar. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.